This fucker came up to me one day and he goes, "Hey, Rocko, hey, can we be friends? Can you help me get me a job as a roadie, huh? Can you give me a job?" And I go, shut up. U2, I like their music. I like them and everything. What you got?
Oh, hell yeah. King's X.
Stand by to go live.
Oh.
Hey, Rocko, you see that poster right there? Let me back up.
Sort of. Oh, yeah. Manson poster.
Yeah.
Wow, he looks fuckable there.
Hey, this is Party Like a Rockstar podcast, and I'm your host, Joel. Today's episode is brought to you by Misha's Kind Foods. They're an LA-based small business making the world's finest non-dairy cheese on the market today. They're lactose-free, paleo, keto, kosher, Parev, and 100% vegan. If you like what you see, check out the next video. If you like this video, please subscribe and like by clicking the little round button on the bottom right. To learn more about me or our other guests on the show, go to joelroadie.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. The handle is Joel Roadie. If you haven't already read my book, Memoir of a Roadie, it's now available through Amazon and paperback Kindle or as an audiobook. I hope you enjoy the show.
And the bottom left, oh yeah, start video. How about that?
There we go.
What the fuck are you doing here? So I see you found my abortion that lived.
Mm-hmm.
I got more.
Who's this?
Who's
this white guy? Who else you got here?
We got another asshole. So when we started this, it was Rocko said he was schizophrenic, so he didn't need anybody coming on with him. So I was like, let me find some assholes to jump on here. These were the first two I could find.
Hello, Jason. How are you?
What's going on there, buddy?
And hello, Joel. How are you?
I'm well, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good.
Thank you for asking. It's much appreciated.
All right. Can you see me all right there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. That looks great.
Cool.
Showing us up.
This is my studio.
That's killer. Let's see if he's having issues here.
Who?
It's a surprise, Rocko.
Oh, the William J. Lepedamine surprise. You know who William J. Lepedamine is?
You need to go back and get a shitload of dimes.
There you go. I want to show you I have tons of autographs of different stars from all over the world. This one's autographed by Aerosmith. This one by U2. This one by Snow Patrol. This one by a bunch of different bands. This one by blah, 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 blah. This one's cool because all 4 original members of KISS.
Oh.
But the coolest autograph I have
is Attaboys?
No, what it might have been this. This is Eric Clapton signing my receipt when I donated my stage manager thing to the Crossroads Festival, which is a great place. We'll talk about that later. Cool. But here is the coolest one. Do you know who that is? His name is Burton Gilliam. He's an actor.
This is
the scene from the movie Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. Yeah, it's the fart scene at the fire pit.
No. Better than that. And I asked him to autograph it. He goes, "Oh, man, I can't write that on there." I said, "I swear to God, I'll never show anybody ever. So you got to promise you'll never show anybody. It'll be in my basement." And it says, probably can't read it, but it says, "To Rocko. Come on, boys. I don't hear no singing. How about a good old roadie work song?"
Nice.
Only he didn't write a roadie, but there you go.
No, that's a good one.
All right. Back in 1977, we, on our tour, because on buses you had VHS tape, so we would watch constantly the VHS tape that you did back then, which was Blazing Saddles. And then during load-in every day, we would recite lines from Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Just fucking around with each other. So we wrote, because there was no internet back then in 77, we wrote to Mel Brooks and said, "We love you. We love your movie. We're having an end of the tour party and we'd like to invite you to come." And he goes, "I'd love to come, but I can't." And the reason he couldn't come was because he was working on Young Frankenstein. But he sent along an original unedited script for Blazing Saddles and arranged for that guy, Burton Gilliam, and Slim Pickens to come out to our show.
That's neat.
So they came out to our show, and for dinner, we took the original unedited script. And if you've read through it, you know how fucking hilarious it is, the shit that they took out of it. And we took all of the deleted scenes and we got a local acting company to come in and do the scenes. But we had white actors play the black parts and black actors play the white parts. And then we had our crew meal where we all sat down. And of course, the crew meal was beans. With a whoopee cushion on everybody's seat and a paddle ball. You know, things from Blazing Saddles. But this is the shit you did back then because we were all so high on fucking blow. But we all sat around and Slim Pickens was watching us and everything. He goes, "You guys are like Jim Belushi, who he had just finished, or John Belushi. He had just finished working on 1941 with John Belushi. So he goes, you guys putting that marching powder up your nose all the time like he did." And he was telling the stories about working with Belushi, working with Stanley Kubrick on, Dr. Strangelove, where he rode the bomb down. Just all this different. I mean, he was bigger than life. Coolest star or most impressive star that I've ever met in my life. And I've met most of the rock stars, but just, he was never playing a part. He was just being him, which was the best part. And in 1974, there was stuff that was just too blue. Think about Blazing Saddles. You couldn't make that movie today.
Absolutely
because of political correctness,
No.
Unless the only way you could do it was to do like we did and have black actors do the white parts and white actors do the black parts. Then you could get away with it.
Yeah.
Which I think they should. They actually should, and then push it to the limit of what you could, because
who's to say somebody won't someday? As a matter of fact, Joel, I think it's a good project for you.
Yeah, it would be fun. I mean, who doesn't like Mel Brooks? He's doing another.
But that's what I'm saying.
Spaceballs.
Well, yeah, but think about. Well, first of all, let's face it. The man, he's got to be well into his 90s. He hasn't got a whole lot of
he's
time
almost
left.
100 years old.
Yeah, and God bless him. But it's just he's doing what he loves till the day he dies, and I can relate to that. God rest Bob Saget. I've met him a couple of times. Funniest, filthiest motherfucker I've ever met in my life. But just it's sad that he died, but he died in the saddle, and that's all we can ever hope for. I don't want to die in a hospital after I've been there for 6 months dying of cancer. I'll fucking blow my head off before I do that, or jump out of an airplane. But just to take your art and do whatever until the day you die. Let's face it. There's a gentleman. Where'd he go? Where are you at there? Where you at, Attaboy?
I'm right here, buddy.
Oh, okay. This fucker came up to me one day and he goes, "Hey, Rocko, hey, can we be friends? Can you help me get me a job as a roadie, huh? Can you give me a job?" And I go, shut up.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it was, too.
And so finally I called up, what was it, LSD? I think it was Barry.
Yeah.
And I called you could make a worse mistake than to hire this fucking kid. So please give him a job or I'll never give you any business again because this kid won't fucking shut up and leave me alone. And you went out there and you fucking knocked it dead. So much so that Opie stole him away from me,
Yeah,
so I find him and then Opie gets. So I'm just your pimp. That's all.
Yeah, and you went and I also remember for years you'd be like, because I really wanted to go. This is right when Kiss was getting ready to go back out on the reunion tour when they were back in Macon.
Oh, right. Yeah. 96.
I wanted to go, and you're like, man, and my roommate, Randy, which Rocko hired as a carpenter, he took Randy, but he was like, man, he goes, it's gonna be tough out there. And I'm afraid if I bring you out there, it's gonna chew you up, and you're just gonna hate me for the rest of your life. And so we never got a tour together. It took 20 some years. I think just around 20 years before we finally got a gig together. Finally, we did a Swedish House Mafia tour together.
You're on that?
Yeah, remember?
No, I don't remember shit.
Oh yeah, well of course not.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about when you do a tour. For me anyway, I do a tour and then I do another tour after that, and then I do another tour after that. By the time I get to the second tour after that, I forgot everybody from the other tour.
Oh, of course.
People come on. Remember when we did? We did.
Nope.
But keep in mind too that most of the tours I do have 300 people on it, and I'm as the focal point. I have to learn every single person's name. So So it's hard to keep track sometimes. You know?
Yep.
Hence nicknames. All right, I'm going to introduce you guys and we'll see if you can figure it out.
Okay. Do you know how to spell my name, Joel?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, good at it.
how do you spell
Why
it?
did I send it wrong to you? Did I spell it wrong?
DICKHEAD.
Spell my
All right.
name, Joel.
Rocko Reedy has worked as a tech, stage manager, production manager, and rigger. He's toured with STYX, Kansas Cheap Trick, REO Speedwagon, Loverboy, Robin Trower, Bryan Adams, John Mellencamp, Aerosmith, Bon Jovi, The Scorpions, Kiss, MC Hammer, Def Leppard, Eric Clapton, U2, Journey, Nine Inch Nails, Heart, Madonna, The Smashing Pumpkins, Marilyn Manson, and of course there are many more. I went through some of the ones that I like best. He is a multiple Top Dog award winner, and it's pretty cool to have him in. I brought in a couple buddies to give him a hard time with because it makes it fun. What do we got here? Rick Nelson. Oh, that's neat.
Huh? How cool is that?
Second guest today to give Rocko a hard time with me. It's always fun to have more people being an asshole. Is my buddy Jason Attaboy Stalter. He's worked for Roger Waters, Van Halen, the Eagles, AC/DC, Ozfest, Prince, Elton John, Stone Temple Pilots, Seal, John Mayer, Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige, Bryan Adams. Did you guys do that one together?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I did it about 30 years before him.
Yeah.
Annie Lennox, Ricky Martin, The Who, Kelly Clarkson, 9 Inch Nails, The Rolling Stones, sorry, can't mess up her name. She's the hottest one on the list. Fiona Apple, we'll get that right, and Type O Negative. My third guest, are you there or not, sir?
I'm here, but
He's there.
Hey, I'm trying to make a video work.
You know who it is off the voice yet, Rocko?
Is that Maxie?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
what's up, Rocko?
I could tell by the crayfish accent.
Also shows there was a reason the audio guy can't make the video work.
I could tell because of the smell of dick on your breath.
Hey.
The Maxie bottom left, if you hit, you'll see there's a little video camera with a line through it. If you click that, it will let you see. We'll see.
Oh, sorry, wrong department. It's not audio.
Yeah.
It says, hey, Joel, it says stop video.
Press it again.
Oh, that's weird.
Hi, Maxie.
What's up?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, are you still doing Journey?
No, left. I only did 85 shows and left. And Mo got me on that, and I did one season, and then that was enough. I didn't want to go back.
Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me. You're preaching to the choir, brother.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
start this one that you're not using.
Let me turn this.
Maxie, it's feeding back.
Yeah, go
You know what
figure
that
it out.
is? Do you know how to fix that?
Turn off. Turn my computer off. There we go.
My last guest is Maxie Williams. Maxie Williams is a monitor engineer. He's toured with Dolly Parton, Stone Temple Pilots, Marilyn Manson, Megadeath, Guns N' Roses, Seal, Stain, Tonya Tucker, Journey, and Five Finger Death Punch. So our goal here today is to make Rocko feel like shit.
Give him a mirror.
We'll start with Rocko starting in 1974.
It worked. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hold on.
You weren't even born then, were you, Attaboy?
Oh, that was 73, buddy.
Yeah, back then, that's when the phones were all cups and strings, right, Rocko?
That's right.
So Rocko, just to start it off, I don't know if you guys know. I don't know. How did you start in the industry, Rocko? What were you doing?
Well, I had to make a choice. I was either going to go to Loyola University on a full boat scholarship for heliocentric theoretical astrophysics, or
Maxie too. That's what he was.
Yeah. No, they kicked him out of kindergarten. That's what happened.
Wow, man. Okay.
He thinks I'm kidding. Okay.
No, I don't.
Anyway.
I can't even pronounce what you said though. That was what was it? Helio what?
Heliocentric theoretical astrophysics.
What does that mean?
Essentially, it's the study of things in our solar system and what affects what.
Cool.
Yes, it is. It's quite cool. There's a lot of very interesting things. For example, how often does the moon rotate?
Are you like the Brian May of roadies, or
Yes, I am actually.
I missed that in class.
I don't know, Attaboy? I have no
I don't
idea.
even think, does it even rotate?
The moon, the same side of the moon always faces the Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. Always. There's a side of the moon that you never ever see from the Earth.
And it's the dark side of the moon.
So as the moon goes around the Earth and the same side is always facing it, after one complete revolution, it has rotated once.
Oh, wow.
Once every 30 days.
Because it keeps the same face there. Yeah.
Right. How precise is that for just random selection? That's pretty fucked up, ain't it? Yeah. Not only that, when there's a complete eclipse of the sun by the moon, it exactly covers the sun. Not a little smaller, not a little bigger. How fucking precise is that? That's what theoretical astrophysics is. So I had a choice between that or becoming a bass player in a band. And I was like, which one gets more pussy? So I went for being a bass player in a band, but the band didn't come through very well. So
what was the band called?
Mesh Macan.
Okay.
Which was a brand of marijuana. So sort of like Panama Red, something like that. So anyway, that fell through. So then I started hustling guitars in Chicago, and I would buy 1957 Fender Stratocasters for $300 from a little magazine called the Trading Times. This is before the internet and Craigslist and all that. And I'd buy them for like $300. Now keep in mind that this is 1972 and it's, 15-year-old guitar we're talking about. So I would buy it for $300, take it home and then save a bunch of them and then go down when an English band would come to town and wait outside the back gate leaning on a tweed case. They'd pull in and go, "Hey, what you got, mate?" I'd show it to them. I'd sell it to them for like $1,500, which was still, a going price for a 57 Strat at those times. And they would take them back to England and sell them for $3,000. So everybody was making off like a rape date. When I was selling, if I'd sell it one guitar a week with a profit margin of $1,200 in 1972, that was like $12,000 a week. So it was great for both developing a healthy bank account and a lovely cocaine habit. So I was doing that for a while, and then in
cocaine,
74,
what is that? I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I bet you ain't. I got a cocaine story to tell you, but we'll get to that later. So anyway, I heard that STYX was looking for a guitar tech. And at this point I was hustling guitars in Chicago. I'd kind of become the go-to guy when English bands would come to Chicago, and I was selling them to Peter Frampton and Rod Stewart's band and the Stones and AC/DC and all the rest of the bands of that ilk and era. And then when I started in June of 1974, I went to a thing in Sedalia, Missouri called the Ozark Music Festival. It was a 3-day thing that was supposed to be sort of like a Woodstock. And keep in mind, this is 5 years after the original Woodstock. And they did pretty good. They had 300,000 people show up there. But I went there and just had a little blue toolbox and went in and bullshitted my way by producing a business card that said the Rock and Roll Doctor on it. Bullshitted my way into the backstage area, set up a little card table and had a little sign on it that said, guitars, restringing, and intonating, $10. And they just lined up. And back then, you didn't have a guitar tech. Everybody just restrung their own guitars. You had roadies that set up the gear, but they weren't techs per se. They drove the truck. They did, everything. And after that, I worked for STYX from the beginning of their career till the end of it. In 82, I think is when they started, 83.
So is that Keith Marks or is that before Keith or?
I turned the keys over to Keith Marks when I left.
Okay.
We did a tag team. I was like, "Hi, congratulations. You may have already won. Here's the keys. Bye."
Okay.
Stop me running out the door.
And I've maintained a good relationship with STYX through the years and stuff. I mean, I'll always be part of their family. But the one thing that I learned after spending, what was that, 74 till 82, 8 years with one band is that, and I think Maxie and Attaboy can both attest to this, is you never get too close to your employers. It's okay to be friendly. It's okay to be their friend, but you need to maintain that employee-employer relationship. Otherwise, it places a disadvantage to you because musicians will take advantage of you for that.
You're 1,000% right on that too.
I don't know how good you are at that though, Maxie. You're pretty buddied up with a couple of the rock stars that I remember. You and Scott were thick as thieves.
But I still kept in business though. You remember when I threw the Mountain Dew can at the wall, loading out when he asked me to get him some drugs, and I was pissed off at him because he was supposed to be clean. Oh, I chewed his ass out for that too.
There you go.
Oh gosh.
But you guys know what I'm saying. It's not that you need to be unfriendly with them. You can be friendly, but you don't want to be their drug dealer. You don't want to be their marriage counselor. You're there to perform a function, and you don't want anything getting in the way of the function that you're providing. For me, as a production manager or stage manager, the only thing I want to talk to them about is the show, and we can joke around, and we can have fun and all the rest of that stuff. But, it's important that you take care of business. Otherwise, business doesn't get taken care of.
You get sucked in the drama, and that's the problem. Once you become more than just the employee, then they might start sharing things with you. But then, depending on how the band politics are, or the band management politics are, and it starts getting us and them kind of mentality, you might get in the middle of it. If you stay away from all that, you probably got a job for a long time. You get in the middle of it, clock is ticking. You could be out the door the next day just because somebody said who and what. Oh, by the way, so and so was talking shit too, or something, whatever it may be. Crossfire, you'll get it. So it's just better to stay away.
Hey, what's a better word for that? Band drama? Yeah, that'd be the better one.
Yeah.
Dealt with that on that tour that Joe mentioned a while ago. Good gracious alive. Oh.
But Maxie, you know what I'm talking about. You're a man who's in demand. You're because you're good at what you do. And the reason that you're good at what you do is because you get the job done. And when that tour ends, you're finished, right?
What was that? I can't hear you say that again.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you're very good at what you do. And because of that, you're in demand. Your phone is always ringing, I would imagine. But by the same token, when you finish one tour, then you're done until you go back to work for them again. And if you're busy doing something else, it's nothing personal, but that's what you do.
I won't lie. Yeah. I did enjoy that year off of the pandemic. I won't complain about that. That was a year of letting the body rest. That was a good rest there.
Yeah. For me, it was the difference between retiring or not retiring.
Correct. Yeah. A lot of people in this in the past year and a half. A lot of people moved on to different and stuff. Lots of different things. And we've lost a lot of really, really good production people. Man,
honest to God.
Man, I'm telling you, this past year and a half to 2 years I've lost 11 friends, and it's just between COVID and cancer and strokes, it's been crazy. Well,
we're men of a certain age, but keep in mind too, guys, and Joel, I'm sure you notice this in through your podcast guests and stuff like that, is we're old. We're a lot older than we were when we first started in this business for anybody. Yeah. And the reason that we, up to this point, I've never done interviews or podcasts or anything like that because I didn't want the kids finding out how much fun we have. Because then they'd fucking be in line to take our jobs. Tell me I'm wrong,
And the kids today don't know how to have fun if you fucking gave it to them on a platter. So it's like,
well, but we know how to have fun with what we do and get it done professionally. Whereas the kids come into this and they're either so scared that they don't know how to have fun because they're so worried about fucking up the show, as we did when we first started on the road. Remember feeling your pulse at the beginning of the show and going, I wonder if the day will come when I'm not about to have a fucking heart attack before the show starts.
Sweaty palms.
Sweaty palms, yeah.
To point where now we can go out and we can calmly, house lights go out. Okay, time to go to work, and get the job done. But right now there's kids out there and, the veterans who've been around for a long time. Well, plus the kids, everybody's had to go out and fucking make a living while COVID chewed the shit out of our business. Yeah. And a lot of people can't stop what they're doing now or won't stop what they're doing now to come back to a definite maybe of going out on a tour where, okay, you go out there, but if you catch COVID, they're going to send you home with no pay. I don't know about you, but I don't want to work under that kind of pressure.
It just happened to me. I was on TSO and second week of on the West Coast, and second weekend, it went through our tour pretty bad. Most of the guys were fine, but it got me, and I was like, a lot worse. And I was like, man, I can't do it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Weren't you kind of indicated to let's keep it to ourselves, let's keep it in the family?
It used to be. I mean, but it just they took really good care of us.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, because there was a lot of productions out there, and I won't name names because I'm sure you guys know who they are, where they had production managers who were just not on top of the gig, who were more concerned about the almighty dollar and looking good as opposed to people's safety and health.
No, with TSO, because with the tight schedules and doing 2 shows a day and 5 shows in a row, they really took really great care of us. And
I know that.
Everybody was going back to work as soon as you tested negative, because we'd isolate, they keep us up wherever we were at, got us whatever we needed, isolated us until we tested negative. But a couple of us, it just hit us harder to where it just wasn't going to be feasible. So it was just better to go, hey, swap me out, with somebody else, because
no, but I mean, as well as I do, that was because of Elliot. Elliot is the top shelf as far as that whole organization, and it flows down from there in any organization. Yeah, but if you have somebody who doesn't know how to deal with it, or goes at it with no plan of just saying, "Oh, it's no problem," it is a problem. And not only in the crew that you put together, but the local crews. I'm sure you know more than anybody. You guys know, because you've been out recently. You come into some of these venues, you don't have your full call. The guys don't show up with vaccination cards, or they're not vaccinated, don't have masks on. And then you have to go through all this orientation before you even start the load in. Because the same thing's going on there, is that people won't come back to work in the venues because they've got other jobs, and there's only 1 or 2 shows a month. So they're not there as a stagehand or working for the IA or working for, as a ticket taker or usher or whatever. So you're shorthanded all the way around on stuff trying to get a job done.
Yeah.
Yep. Calls during this pandemic, man, it's been crazy coming out on the backside. I'm in the local 674 here, and they've been calling me to come jump in if I'm home during the weekdays. They'd call me, and I'll go drive a forklift or go be a stagehand, whatever, just to go help out. But yeah, they coming up a lot of guys short too on the calls.
Yeah. Well, because people have to make a living, and they get out there and start driving for Amazon and go, well, it's not as much money, but I got dental, I got health, and I got a regular paycheck coming in.
Yep.
So jumping back a second though, Rocko, sorry. So how did you get STYX?
How did I start working for STYX?
Yeah.
Well,
Saturday night.
No, they were playing at my high school, actually, because STYX, when STYX first started in Chicago, they didn't want to play bars because they wanted to be known as a rock concert band as opposed to a bar band. So they started off playing high school gymnasiums and roller rinks and stuff like that around the tri-state area of Chicago, Indiana, and Wisconsin, and got known that way. And then they got a couple record deals, but they were out for a long time before they finally made it. Their first hit was a song called Lady, but it was on their second album, which came out in 72, and it didn't wind up becoming a hit until 74. Because it was a different era back then. Everything was controlled by radio stations. And there was 2 radio stations in Chicago, WLS and WCFL, that their towers could arc weld. They were, would transmit like 1,000 miles all over the Midwest. So if you got played on either one of those radio stations or you got on their top 40, you'd have a hit. And that's what happened with STYX. And back then, album sales dictated your success.
Sure. And
album sales were dictated by radio stations. And you had a guy that worked for your band. Oh. So anyway, what was I boring you with?
No, it's interesting. So STYX is playing at your high school, and you're teching there?
No, I just I was actually their opening act. Shows. And I got to know, just their tour manager and stuff like that through And we had
And
a
was that
music store.
that Messiah, whatever band? Is that band?
Messiah?
Or the Weed Band?
Oh, Mesh McCon.
Mesh McCon?
Yeah.
Weed band.
Yep. So anyway, but I got to know them through that. And then when I heard that they were looking for a tech, it was actually Bison, guitar tech, who worked with Genesis and AC/DC, who passed away in the last year recently, sadly enough, who used to come and buy everything I had as far as guitars that I was hustling. And he was the one, he goes, why don't you get a job as a guitar tech? And I had never thought about it. Like, really? He goes, yeah, man, you'll get so much pussy. I go, really? Cool.
I was waiting until we circled back around.
Yeah. So, so I said, I'll give it a try. And, and I did, and wound up doing a pretty decent job for him. Because back then, you did whatever was necessary. The drum tech used to set off the smoke bombs, and the keyboard tech used to do the hydraulic lifts and stuff like that. And what did I do extra? Oh, I came up with just technology. I came up with the first original. I've still got it, actually. Hang on. Maxie, you'll get a kick out of this. I don't know if you knew this or not, but I invented the first wireless microphone headset.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
And I made it out of coat hanger wire.
Oh, yeah. I've done that little rig a couple of times with Dolly.
Yeah. But that was 1975, and it had not been come up, but you did what you did. You came up with shit because you had to. So, and, I think about it every time I watch NFL and see, a referee turn around, I go, God, I wish I would have patented that idea. But c'est la vis.
yeah. So what was the first tour you guys did? So with Maxie, is it Manson, or what was the first tour you did with Maxie, and then the first tour with Attaboy here?
Well, Attaboy, I just got his ass into the business, but with Maxie, it was Marilyn Manson. I think that's the only thing we ever did together.
Hey, Rocko.
Yeah.
You see that poster right there? Let me back up.
Sort of. Oh, yeah. Manson poster.
Yeah.
Wow, he looks fuckable there.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the European posters that they would not sell in the U.S. because of, try that being in the world in the U.S. today. Yeah. I had to bring that one home. I was like, yeah, that's a good collector's item right there.
Well, his 15 minutes are up anyway, but
Exactly.
He's been got a lot of bad press lately. He had for being difficult, I guess. But
yeah, but he's made a career out of bad press, and he's a master of self-promotion. If people are talking bad about you, at least they're still talking about you.
yeah, but it doesn't hurt that he keeps coming out with good songs too. I mean, he's had some. I love his music. I think he's really talented. So that was what keeps you around, maybe.
Okay.
What it's worth. So I heard that's somebody on here, and I forgot who told it to me, Maxie, but I was talking to Rocko yesterday on the phone, and I was telling him we were talking about Axl and how Axl, I guess, fired you, but then the next day he put roses all over your monitor.
Oh, yeah. I was his 52nd or 53rd monitor engineer, and they've been through 3 since me.
And that was only 3 months into the tour.
Yeah. Well, it was 2 of us. There was me and Mike Adams. We did the 02-03 together, and then 06 it was me and Andy Iver. And what was it? 06 I made the mistake of going out with Oris and partying with the boss.
Oh.
Bad mistake.
That's a case in point.
Yep, lost my job probably 3 weeks after that. But Mike and Naz called me and goes, hey, dude, I heard you got fired. I'm like, yeah. He goes, we need you in Alice in Chains. And I went from Friday to Friday, one band to the next band, back to back.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is you get.
Yeah, I was in the same. I was at the Joint on Friday, got fired, went and did rehearsals that next week, and then came back to the Joint the following Friday. And everybody at the Hard Rock's like, who are you going to be here with on the third Friday?
But that's the thing, Maxie, is you get tons of work. When people find out you're fired, your phone rings off the hook. Yeah. It's not like, your career is over because you got fired by Axl fucking Rose,
You ever get fired, Rocko?
I've been home since September, so I'm kind of ready to leave right now.
I've never been fired from a tour, but I've walked off of 3 tours for the exact same reason. every artist that I work for, and this deals with, sort of, they don't get too close, don't fly too close to the sun, Icarus, is I was well, I'm trying to think of what stories I can tell here. I've always maintained that.
Take notes, Attaboy.
No, I'll sit down with an artist and we'll be discussing the show and stuff like that. I go, okay, there's one thing I need you to know right out of the box. And that is that you're not the most important person in the building, and neither am I. Those people out there who buy tickets are the most important people here. They provide us. You have to get up and sing that song that you hate to sing because it's your biggest fucking hit. But not only do you have to sing it, you have to make it feel like it's the greatest fucking song ever because it's their favorite song. They don't care that you're hungover or got a cold or a sore throat or your wife's taking all your fucking money or that your kids hate you. They don't care about any of that. That's your story. They don't care about your story. They want to hear the hit fucking song. So no offense, but if you're not going to play according to that and realize they're the most important people, we can't work together. And I had 3 people who couldn't deal with that. MC Hammer. Yeah.
List shit.
Yeah. But point being is that all of them, they're gone now. All of their careers have gone down the toilet in a clockwise fashion. But that's the truth, is you have to think of the punters are the most important people there. They're what make our jobs work. And I love fans because of that. I don't like the stalker fans, and that's what the other thing I tell my artists is I go, the difference between your biggest fan and a stalker is your home address. Yeah. So, but it comes down to that, like it's you. And I appreciate that you like Marilyn Manson, that you're a fan of his music. Yeah. I'm not a fan of anybody's music, really. Yeah. There's only one band that I've ever physically bought a CD for, and that's King's X.
Oh, great band. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on.
But you say King's X to any Marilyn Manson.
I did 6 years with those guys. I love them.
They're fantastic, and they're great musicians and all that, but they never achieved commercial success. To me, they were like Jimi Hendrix with the Beatles singing background, It's just, for sure. but just that's, I appreciate why people like certain bands and stuff like that. You too. I like their music. I like them and everything. What you got?
Oh, hell yeah!
Look at that,
King's X.
Stand by to go live.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's great.
Okay, what else you got, Maxie? Come on,
man. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh.
All my shit's in storage in Vegas.
If you did, it'd be amazing.
All right, I'm going to start back at the early days of the career. You guys will probably remember these guys.
Really? Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was my first or second national to work for. Right, I left these guys to go to King's X.
Who had cooler hair, you or them?
Probably both, because I was full on running monitors and spandex with the big hair and everything.
I've seen the pictures; they were amazing.
All right, I'm not going to show you this guy, but I did this run with Billy Cracknell. You know that guy?
Who's that?
No, I don't know. Oh, Jamie Walters. Yeah. Talks to
Beverly Hills 90210. He had that song "Talk to an Angel." We did a whole run of Disney's. Yeah, doing the little amphitheaters.
Oh God.
Hold on. Hey,
remember the song was on Melrose Place, I think. How do you talk to an angel?
Maxie, what's this?
It's the same. Hold on. Let me see. It's the same thing. When I had S and
it looks like a shock absorber for a high-speed cocksucker. I don't know. What is that?
Six about that one, bud. I was drunk one night, and when I had the full Fu Manchu, and I was drunk one night, and I shaved the whole side of it off, and then I was like, well, hold on, this will be a lot easier to shave than all of that. So I had this for.
That's a good look.
Exactly how that happened one night. I was on the road drunk.
To jump to more contemporary stuff. This band 21 Pilots. So they live next door to you or something? And then how did you know that they were going to be big? Because they're really big.
Well, it was 2013, and I've been living here in Columbus, Ohio. I moved here in 1992 after I went through the program and got clean and sober. And they said, "Congratulations, you're clean and sober. Now you're going to move." I said, "To where?" They said, "Somewhere where you don't know anybody."
Where were you living?
Chicago.
Oh, I was thinking Ohio or something like that.
No, I lived in Chicago, and so I moved here to Columbus. Met the lovely girl that I'm married to now. Put her through law school here, and decided to stay here. But as part of my rehab, I don't go to bars ever. I don't go to a restaurant that serves alcohol. I'm just over it. But 30 years later, I'm fucking sober. But I'm still an alcoholic. So somebody said, "Hey, you should go check out this band." I said, "Well, I don't go to gigs." Although I met Attaboy when I was getting a little pudgy while I was home, and I went to the local venue and asked if I could unload trucks. And they're like, "Well, we don't want to put anybody out of a gig." I go, I'll do it for nothing. So they let me come in, and that's when I started doing the Newport. But you didn't know that, Attaboy.
Yeah,
I didn't get paid though.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
But
Because I said I don't want to take anybody's job. I just want to fucking not be fat. So anyway, I've been living here ever since. And somebody said, "You should go check out this band." And I said, "Well, I don't go to bars." They go, "Well, they're not playing a bar. They're playing a church." And I was like, "Okay." So I went to this church, and there was like 15 people in the audience and 2 guys up on stage. And I'm like, "Okay, let's see what this is." So they started playing, and I go, "Well, they're good. It's catchy tunes. It's not my cup of tea musically," because it was, just this mishmash of all these different styles. But I go, I could see this really clicking. And actually, who they reminded me of? And I'll say this, and you might think about it and go, "Oh, yeah." They reminded me of Supertramp.
Really?
Yeah, just kind of because they're all over the map, and some classical and some pop and this and that, good vocals, but just a mishmash of things. So anyway, I listened to them, and I was like, I like these kids. They're all right. So I, chatted them up. I said, "Look, if I can give you a hand, let me know." And they had a manager at the time, and I wasn't interested in becoming their manager. It's not what I do. But I said, if I can help you, I'd be happy to. So fast forward to a little while later, we did a show at LC Pavilion or Live Express or whatever the fuck it's called this week. And I put together sound and lights and a big set for them and everything. And I did a 40-foot thing of their logo, that V-shaped thing. And we did a video shoot for it. And my agreement with their manager was that I wouldn't get paid, and I wouldn't charge them anything for all this free gear I was getting. But they had to let me take some of their video that they were shooting and give it to the sound and lighting company that gave me the gear. Mm-hmm. And he said, okay. So anyway, fast forward to about 6 months later, I was out as production manager for Fall Out Boy. And it was Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco. And on the same bill or same record company was 21 Pilots. So I brought them out and I took them under my arm, and they were poor as pits. They had no money. So I was helping them out as much as I could. And right after that, they exploded. But on the second to the last show, I went to the singer and I said, "Hey, your manager, who, when I put together your big show, said I could have some of the footage from the video. And now he's saying I can't have it because they changed their mind as far as the marketing." He goes, "Well, he's our manager. We'll do what he says." I said, "Well, I think he's a douchebag. So if you guys ever want to, get rid of your management and get real management, let me know." And he went back and told the manager I said that. So the manager goes, "I don't want you guys ever talking to Rocko again." So they haven't.
Oh, yeah, they'll come full circle. That sounds stupid.
Well, that's what. And I said, "Okay, I can't work for you. I guess I'll have to go back and work for the biggest band in the world."
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. Yeah. And that wasn't what it was about. It was never about money. It was about, I like them and I like what they were going to do. So then they went forward, and they, on their Blurry Face album, it sold tons and tons of downloads. It set a record for the amount. It had more singles that went gold, which I don't know what gold certification is these days. probably like 50,000 copies or something like that.
Well, now it's all done through the digital downloads and this.
But
billion.
my point, but that's what I'm saying is that they went through and they said, oh, well, we had more than Elvis and the Beatles as far as number of singles off of one album, and went with this big braggadocio thing of, you know, how fucking cool they were. Well, the Grammys fucking banned them. You know, they like, really? Oh, you think you're bigger than the Beatles and Elvis? Fuck you. So they got shunted for the next 2 records on Grammys, didn't even get nominated. And then last year, the singer very innocently put out a tweet. Did you hear about this?
No.
Where they got deleted or banned or whatever, canceled. That was it.
Yeah.
On Twitter. Because somebody goes, while they were in their off time, he goes, well, you know, really, you should use your platform to get behind something like Black Lives Matter or something like that, some worthwhile cause. Well, he comes back with an answer of showing himself with a pair of platform tennis shoes, you know, big Kiss boots kind of thing. And he says, oh, you're right. I should use my platforms more. I haven't had these babies out in months. Well, the audience, the Twitter crowd went batshit, ripped them apart. They got canceled, all the rest of that. And suddenly their last album, after 5 weeks, completely fell off the charts.
Oof.
Has no hit singles. They went out and they were out touring, but I think it'll just be interesting to see how well they do, because they were the biggest band of 2018, bar none, except for touring. The only one that was bigger than them in 2018 was Ed Sheeran, who actually sold more tickets than U2, who held the previous record for most tickets sold. Yeah. And Ed Sheeran was our opening act when I was out in Europe with Snow Patrol in 2014 or something like that.
Yeah.
So point being is,
so the video with you singing from the dude from Snow Patrol and all the roadies sleeping on the stage. Why is everybody sleeping on the stage? It's just a wind up type thing, or?
No, because the name of the song was "If I Lay Here, If I Just Lay Here, Would You Lie With Me and Just Forget the World?"
Okay.
So I wanted to fuck with him, but I didn't want to fuck him up. Yeah.
You didn't at all. You were like really good on the background vocal for him. It's like you guys had practiced it a lot. You came in perfectly. But the dude is actually a great singer. When I'm not that I don't know the band, but I don't really know their music too good. But I know the song for sure. You know.
But see, they are huge in Europe.
Yeah.
In the UK, they'll go out and they'll sell a stadium out. You know, and there's tons of bands like that. There's bands that, you know, that here you've never heard of. Bon Iver. Have you heard of him?
What?
Bon Iver.
I've kind of heard. But
They're huge in Europe. You heard of a band called Dirty Loops?
No, that one I don't know.
They're they're fucking unbelievable. 3 guys from Sweden, and they sound like a cross between Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Weather Report.
Wow.
They're fucking amazing. But you've never heard of them here. There's another guy that I worked with, a guy named Peter Bence, who's a piano player that I met. He was our opening act when I did a show for Russian Mafia in Leningrad, Russia, with Def Leppard and ELO. And it was just a private party for some Russian Mafia dude and 250 of his well-heeled friends. And this kid was like 12 years old playing piano. Peter Bence is his name. Unfucking believable. He does. Write this stuff down and go check him out later. Peter Bence is unbelievable. He plays like with a loop pedal and pounding on a piano for rhythm and then plucking on strings and just doing all this shit on a big old fucking, you know, Steinway piano that's worth about 40 grand or something like that. And he's beating the shit up. But it's just, point being is there's I did a show or a tour in Germany for a guy named Marius Müller Westernhagen, who you have never heard of, but it was a 30 truck show as big as U2. And they hired me because I had just finished doing the Zoo TV tour, which is their 30 trucks. But they brought me in and I was the only American and I was running the show. It was challenging.
Yeah.
You know, most of the guys were cool. You know, you guys know from touring in Europe that, you know, European crews are just like us, only with an accent. And they all understand English perfectly. We're the only country in the world.
They didn't back in the 90s. It was a pain in the ass.
Oh, they understood English. They just pretended they did.
Well, in Russia, In Russia, it would be a pain, but yeah.
Yeah. But what I did was when I took high school German, I got a very solid C- in it. So I understood it, but I didn't try to speak it. So we went through the whole tour, and 90% of the crew was great. They were wonderful to me, but there was 10% that were part of the Hitler Youth Army. And they didn't like taking the orders from an American guy. So they would talk shit about me in German right in front of me. Talk shit about me, my mom, my wife, my dog, and I would pretend like I didn't understand them. But when you're out for a summer and you're surrounded by people speaking German, and you're on the bus and they're all blah 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 in German, and you're the only one speaking English, but you pick it up. So on the last day, I waited until the last day, and then I spent the whole day speaking nothing but German.
You talk shit about their wives, their moms, and their dogs? Or?
No, and I went up to all of those guys who talk shit about me, and I go, just so you know, I heard when you said blah 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 about my wife, blah 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 about my mom, blah blah, and the look on their face was like, oh fuck. And I was like, you know what? I go, I could do one of two things. I could let you just wallow in your own guilt and hope that you have some kind of conscience about it and don't ever pull this again, or I can stab you in the face and light your fucking hair on fire. Which way you want to go? And just the look on their face was, and I go, keep in mind, we already kicked your ass twice this century.
Way to fire them on the way out there.
Yeah.
They're sitting there thinking about that one.
No, but point being is that you can get along anywhere as long as you treat people with respect.
Well,
every country I go to, I learn how to say four things: please, thank you, over here or over there, and get your hands off me or you'll be wiping your ass with a hook.
And don't whistle at the French on the forklift to come here. That don't piss them off.
No, you say Fenwick, por favor, or Fenwick, s'il vous plaît. That's forklift command.
Oh yeah, me down south, we whistle at everything, and I'm sitting there fucking whistling at the fucking forklift driver. And Tom,
yeah, but Maxie, even Americans can't understand you sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Because
when you go full on Cajun, man, you're just.
We'll eat your food though.
Yeah, everybody loves our food down here for sure.
So when I first started this podcast, I don't remember if I asked this to Maxie or not, because you were early on when you came on the first time, Maxie. And Attaboy, you can pick a different time. But I was at my friend's house. He has daughters that are in 5th grade, and they said I should ask every guest when they first felt famous. And so I asked each of you guys, when was there a time in your career that you felt famous, or there was a moment that you felt proud of yourself? There was a guiding light. There was some event worth discussing that is important to you. What would each of you guys choose as being that a moment?
Oh gosh,
I'm pretty sure I asked you, Attaboy, but I don't think I asked Maxie. I think it was before I started asking people.
Probably when a time in a band that I was working for that I felt famous. It was probably a little bit later in my career, but I walked up to the microphone on the second Woodstock in front of 480,000 people checking the mic with King's X. And there's a picture that Bob Muscle took of me with a fisheye lens, and you can see all of the crowd, the stage, and the wraparound with the tents behind it. And I was like, damn, that's a lot of people out there. That would probably be one of those, times of that. Yeah. Way back. Disgusting stuff. That I would go right along with the Rocko there with Marilyn Manson.
It's actually fun. What's the biggest audience you've done a show for, Maxie?
Man, all of these festivals and stuff, they've gotten so big. I mean, they're all once you get to 400 and 500,000, that's a lot of fucking people.
A lot of people.
When you pull a bus and you drive for several miles and all you can see in the fields is tents, and it's solid side by side tents, and then you drive by the shower houses, which is just some sheets of plywood and a hose pipe up there, but at least they can take showers, and it's just like, as far as you can see of those things, man, it's just, and porta-johns, just on and on and on. And the Europeans definitely got the festival thing down because they smoked the Americans in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the smallest show you did for you too, Rocco?
Oh, well,
Come
besides TV
Hard rock.
shows.
Say Hard Rock. Come on, you know it.
No, I mean, we would do, dumb, stupid promotional things, but actually, I've got something cool I can show you.
Yeah, we got.
Oh, I remember one they did on the roof in New York. What was that one?
In New York or in LA?
Or maybe it was
LA.
LA. My bad. Yeah.
All right. Actually, let me set this up real quick. And Jason, you tell us your story.
What do you got, Jason?
Oh, about being famous?
Or
Yeah,
a moment in your career that
Well, that's when I like last time we talked. It was like when I came home on my first tour and we swung back through Columbus.
Oh, I'm about to run out of battery.
That's when I felt like something special because you've came home victorious. You're actually everybody has always wanted to be on the road and work for all these bands and do all this stuff, but a lot of people were just still at that point. We're just still staging. They were doing the exact same thing years later, and to be able to come through as a road guy, it was one of those moments you feel vindicated for all the time and all the effort you put in.
sure,
And now you came back through.
sure.
If there's anything about being famous, I don't know about being famous. It'd be more infamous. The nickname started getting around. So when I was touring, more and more people would hear the nickname, and at that point it was just like this is who's on the crew, this, and then Attaboy, and it'd be like the same thing with Rocko or Maxie. Certain things started becoming your calling card or your brand name. So they'd hear about you coming before you even knew you were there. At that point when I started getting recognized more and more by local crew, promoters, other guys and other crews, and that was like more of a slow burn, but it was kind of like with all of us. But after a while, it was like you start knowing a lot of people everywhere.
Yeah,
They know you're coming.
It's funny you say, because when I was with STP with Maxie and I was a kid, I remember being blown away with how many people you knew, Maxie. We'd go to these weird cities and Maxie knew people there, like they were his friends, and I was like, wow, what a cool way to live where so many people in so many places. It was neat.
It's you realize you travel a lot when you go through airports and bartenders at the bar, or your Delta Redcoat ladies or your TSA people, and you're just like, man. And you're going from airport to airport, or Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, whatever, and you're at these different.
I remember you being so proud of your card that lets you on the plane in like 4 seconds or whatever, and Max would be like, whoosh. I got the bazillion mile flyer club guy card here, and I get free croutons on the fucking plane or whatever it was.
It just occurred to me.
What?
The three of us, and Joel, you could well be a part of this, but the three of us are one-word name guys. I'm known by Rocko. Not a lot of people know my last name is Reedy. You're known by Maxie. Not a lot of people know your last name is Williams. And Attaboy, I rest my case. There's only one of each of us. I don't know any other Maxies on the road. I don't know any other Attaboys on the road. And I definitely don't know any other Rockos on the road.
Good point. I've only met one Maxie, and it was in Germany, and it was Maximilian, and he was a monitor engineer, but that's the only one. Yeah.
Oh, we lost Rocko. He'll come back. Yeah. So me, it was Rifkin. And then actually for a while, if anybody didn't call me Rifkin, I probably didn't turn around, because all you fucking people call me Rifkin.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll be funny now, because someone like Ronnie Kroom came on with you, and he calls me Joel. And it's so fucking weird after all these years. But then if you don't know me and you call me Rifkin, I'm like, who told you that? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, so you get that, or I've run across you at a gig or something, and I just don't know who you are, but you remember me, because there's a lot of people that know me that I don't know them. But
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I run into that a lot. I'll have people that friend me, and I'm like, well, I know da da da. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. You know who hit me up? I talked to Ron Kroom a lot. I don't know if you know him, Maxie, but he's going out on STP. So he was Ron Kroom. He's a lighting guy. He used to work for LSD, and he's like one of my best friends. But
now can you hear me?
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
we hear you. I don't see you though.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I guess STP's going out. So he was asking me questions. I'm like, I'm the wrong guy. I don't know. He's like, is Lee on it? And I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of the same festivals that Five Finger Death Punch. I'll see them over in Europe a good bit this because we go back out in April and we're doing the whole Eastern Bloc, Russia, whole 9 yards, and then tons
Was
and
that
tons.
Five Finger?
Yeah, and so I'll be over there for probably 4 months, easy. So, but
Are they nice guys?
yeah. They are now. I'd gotten offered jobs with them way back, and I would never take the job because they were all. Ivan wasn't clean then, and I would not work for him. Dude, I saw videos. I'm like, I'm not going to work for that, guys. And he's 4.5 years clean now, and I fell into this job because I was out on 3 Days Grace, and we were opening for them. And Skitch was doing monitors, so I sat behind him every night, and the show was in my head. And God bless her soul, we came up to Christmas, and Billy passed away, Skitch's wife, and I slid right into the monitor world on that with him. And me and Ivan just click. I didn't never think that would happen, and me and him. But me being an alpha male in monitors, and we just started clicking. We get along very well.
The whole band's sober though now, aren't they?
Correct. The drummer, I mean, he goes and drinks beer, but he's nobody. He doesn't have a problem. Chris is sober. Same way, Zoltan, same. And Andy, the new guy, the English guitar player, I don't ever see him drinking. So.
Yeah, because I know Chris from Vegas. I'd run into him every so often at different events and stuff. Nice guy. I mean, it's like, and then I know Roy and Micro and all the guys on the crew.
Yeah, so. We just did a little summer run here, and we're all firing back. I think we go back to rehearsals third or fourth week in March. Kick it back up. So I'm just doing local gigs around here at the house. Hey, you guys brought up a little subject, and since this goes public and everything, but Rocko brought this up a while ago. Rocko, you'd be proud. 9 days ago, I decided to stop drinking. So.
Hey, cool.
9 days ago?
Yep, because of my health.
Congratulations.
Yep, wasn't because I was just screwing up or anything, but I've got some problems in my throat with ulcers, and my dad passed away with cancer, so I kind of.
That's right, and that's what we do. We figure it out, brother. But you need a friend. You still got my number. It's the same one.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, I never changed my phone number. It's still a Chicago number because my mom would never call me unless it was a local number. So I kept a Chicago cell phone number.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyway.
You have to fly up and do breakfast with us one day, Maxie.
Oh, yeah.
So, Rocko, when did you first feel famous?
Jason,
or if you want to preface it with what you were pulling up on the computer, but
I'm always famous, but I've got a fun story here.
Okay.
So we're in Tokyo in 2006, and U2 is going to do a TV show, and we're going to do it on top of a 20-story building at sunset. So we get up there and everything's set up and we're all ready to go, and everybody's there ready to do a sound check and camera blocking except the singer. And the singer is about 20 miles away. Well, at 5 o'clock in Tokyo, 20 miles is a 2-hour drive unless you got a helicopter. So he ain't going to make it. And the band is like, well, let's just have Rocko sing.
Oh, shit, that's you.
I've never seen that.
And you're playing with them. Yeah, it says, dude, that's crazy.
So
That's fucking
awesome.
very cool.
That is awesome.
So out of
Nobody's
interest,
ever
did you have a teleprompter or were you singing it? Did you read it? Did you were singing it?
No, I had a teleprompter.
That's fucking cool, man. So you had the full setup. You had everything.
Well, yeah, but a week later, I opened for U2 and Pearl Jam in Hawaii in front of 50,000 people.
That's really fun. But were you singing the roadie song stuff that you write, or were you singing U2 stuff, or what did you play when you opened?
When I opened, we played 30-minute set, half original, half cover tunes. But I took the cover songs and I twisted them around. For example, we did Dirty Laundry by Don Henley.
Sure.
But I changed all the lyrics so it was
Dirty Roadies. Yeah, I saw that online and it was great.
But what was funny is I put it up online, of us playing Dirty Roadies. And within an hour, I got a cease and desist thing from Irving Azoff's office.
No way.
And Irving knows me very well. I've done his acts for years. So I call the office and I go, "Can I please speak to Irving? Who's this? Rocko." "Oh yeah, hang on." Irving gets on there and he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I just got a cease and desist." "Oh yeah, I got a whole office full of people." "Well, yeah, it's me, okay?" He goes, "No, I got a whole office full of people, and they just sit around finding violations of copyright infringement. And if you don't take it off, I'm going to sue you for every fucking dime I have ever paid you." Like, what?
You're off the Christmas card list.
I go, "What? First you kill our Lord, now this? What the fuck?" It's like, and he goes, "No, I'm just kidding. Just take it offline and you'll be fine. You can play it and enjoy yourself and all that." But same thing with this. I would love to put this on my Facebook page. And I have lots of stuff like this at different bands where I've opened up for them, or this whole thing of me singing. And I'm not a great singer and I'm not a great guitar player, but it's a lot easier for a sound man to get a bunch of roadies up there and play a song than it is to get a bunch of musicians up there who are going to do nothing but piss and moan about how bad it sounds in an empty venue with, slapback and echo and blah, blah. And Maxie will attest to this. It's like, they just don't get it. You know? You can't explain it to them in any language so that they'll understand and stop pissing and moaning. So the way we got rid of that is when we were out with STYX, REO, and who was the other band? Foreigner on one thing, and Journey on another. And so all of those bands have been around long enough that they don't want to come in and fucking hang around from 3:00 in the afternoon until they go on stage 6 hours later. So I said, "Look, guys, you just fucking hang at the hotel or do whatever." I said, "But we'll fucking, so instead of doing 4 hours of, herding cats, we do 1 hour with the crew up there, and each of the sound men can get whatever fucking sound they want over and over and over and get something done,
Yeah.
Because really, for a front of house guy, you're not actually mixing or checking sound for anything until the first song. Because that's when you get the fat chicks with a lot of hair in there to absorb the acoustic echo,
Oh, that's how it works.
Well, that's what it takes. They don't let bald chicks in the front row. You know that?
Unless you're at Lowell's Fair.
Maxie, if you got to run, you got any stories that of shows you did that were just crazy that you did with Rocko or Attaboy that are worth mentioning that you remember? Just odd gigs, Russian Mafia gig, or just peculiar weird shit that would be fun?
And Rocko, we only did Manson together every fucking night. That was fucking wild.
It's an adventure.
A full-blown adventure. Hey, real fast before I have to go, because he still sent me a text here. I wanted to show Rocko this. Rocko will love this because I keep this in the house for one reason. Look at that.
Oh, God. Hey, I love the cassette, though.
Yeah,
Right?
That dates it.
Kept that here. Yeah. That one, and then I also did this one here. I had a guy that was making me shadow boxes, so I had to put Scott here. All my
Cool.
destroyed microphones.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, that's super neat.
It's like a maraca. You should hear it. It's like when you shake it. So,
Do you know what happened to his loudspeaker thing?
was that?
Scott's megahorn or
Megaphone?
whatever? Yeah, megaphone. Where's that?
Can I lie?
If you want. I figured Nina would have it. Do you have it?
She gave it
Of
to
course he does.
No way.
Of course he does.
Here in my safe at my house. I have
You got
Scott's,
more than one of them? There was only a couple.
I have Scott's main last megaphone. They're made by
Yeah.
Spec. I order them all the time. And his last wireless is in my safe. I have his in-ears, his last in-ears. I have his last pack of cigarettes, his last set list he signed for me, everything.
Wow.
I won't sell any of that stuff. Yeah.
No, but
You
and that's the
shouldn't either.
point. Is
I don't want to stuff in a I don't want to see that stuff in a hard rock or whatever. That's stuff that's just 16 years for that guy. I mean, we all bitched about him, but he did have a good heart. So
I
got to show you something. Don't leave yet, okay? I got to show you something.
That
All of these guitars
megaphone
that they've got here.
The megaphone,
Joel,
I'm jealous. That's cool.
But that would be the favorite bosses of the world right there. Because
Dolly, yeah, I can see that.
Dude, if everybody had that lady as a boss, this world would be great.
Honest to God, she's the greatest, isn't she?
The bomb, man. That showed up at my house. I wasn't even expecting it, and it's just like we just finished and it showed up. I was like, wow. So yeah, she's a good lady for sure.
Let's see if I can find these. Anyway, I have all these guitars. I have 50 guitars because you need 50 guitars. And most of them are signed by different acts. But this one is signed by you two. I don't know if you can read what it says.
Not
Can
for
you read
sale.
that? Right. That was signed by Larry. Now, keep in mind, this is the richest band in the world, okay? And I asked them if they would sign this, and everybody signed it, with no problem, except the drummer. He's like, no, I'm not going to sign it because you'll sell it and it'll wind up in a hard rock. I go, I'm not going to fucking sell it. I would never do that. He goes, oh, just leave it there. So I left it there, came back later, and I saw he wrote that on it, not for sale. And I'm thinking, here's a guy who could wake up in the middle of the night, make a phone call to somebody and go, buy me an island and have a helicopter ready to take me there. And it would happen. And he's worried about me selling a fucking $100 guitar to
Yeah, well.
It's like, come on, give me a... So anyway, I have, they're all signed and stuff like that, but it was getting boring just having them sign it. So it's like, look, let's write some interesting things on here. So let's see, for example, this one. I don't know if you can read any of this, but it says, Rocko, you living, breathing lump pump, go fuck yourself. I mean it. Please refresh my memory. How do I know you? Tommy Shaw. You mean nothing to me. Zero. I forgot about you. I hate your fucking guts. Todd Zuckerman. You're my favorite rock star molester, specializing in rear deliveries. Please bend over. And Rocko, you're the greatest at being a total piece of shit.
That's amazing.
And then Don Felder had to kick it in. Rocko, no, you cannot smell my bicycle seat. Because I would never sell any of these things. With one exception. This one.
This one?
Why? It's signed by Marilyn Manson.
No, it's signed by all 4 original members of Kiss.
Oh, that's neat.
And I will sign, but I'm not going to sell it until Gene dies.
Okay.
Because I want him to spin in his grave for the rest of eternity because he didn't make a dime off the sale of it. Okay? Huh?
Yeah. Well.
And I do have one. I do have one sign. Go ahead.
Down.
Kiss is what?
We're supposed to open up a casino down here at down the road from the Golden Nugget and the Palace. The old Margaritaville that went out of business, and they were doing the walk around about it, but I don't know if it was right at the beginning of the pandemic. So I don't know what happened.
Right. Well, Gene bought a place there. I know the rest of the story. Gene bought a house there.
In Vegas?
Yep. And Shannon went there and decided that she hated the heat. So, they moved out of there. And then they put tickets on sale for a residency in Vegas. And as you know, most of the people who come to those residency shows are just in town that weekend. You don't buy them 6 months in advance. So ticket sales are soft. So they wound up canceling the whole run.
Wow.
But here you go, Maxie.
Get out of here. Nice.
It says, "Eye of the Tiger, motherfucker."
Damn.
And that came because I used to play bass with Survivor, and Manson actually was afraid of me.
Really?
You ever notice that? You ever notice he never fucked with me?
Yeah, you're right. He didn't.
Yeah. Well, because he knew I would fucking kill him.
And didn't he spit at you one day or something like that? And you wanted to kill him?
He did. No,
and then you said,
I quit. And I said, and Mike Amato, the tour manager, goes, look, dude, don't leave me with this fucking asshole, okay? And we were in Spain or something like that.
Mhm.
And it was, that was what it was. He threw a bottle, or no, a mic stand or something, but he hit the drum tech, Mike.
Mhm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Hit him in the head, and I go, I will not tolerate that. I go, I will not tolerate you assault, you know. So Mike Amato asked me to come into the dressing room. I come in there, Aaron Dilks is in there. And I said, okay, Aaron, you need to leave the room. And Aaron goes, I'm not leaving the room. I go, well, then you can watch me kill this motherfucker. And he goes, you're not going to touch him. I go, and so Manson comes up and he tries to give me a hug. I go, stop right there. First of all, I do not love you. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because you're at the point in your career where you can afford the best. But I will not tolerate you assaulting my crew, your crew, or anybody else on this fucking tour. So I want you to apologize and tell me that it's never going to happen again. And he looked me in the eye as a man, and I've never seen him look that businesslike and serious, and go, it will not happen again. And then Maxie, you can attest to this. He was good for a while after that. But then he threw a water bottle and he hit me in the head, and I said, okay, your 15 minutes are up. Bye-bye. And that's when I left.
Wow. So that's one of the other ones you walked off. So that's 2 of the 3.
Yeah. Right.
Let's.
Oh,
There you go.
How cool!
How fucking cool is that?
that for you.
Dude, I'm not worthy.
If you look at these in the Hard Rock, say I put Max 1 and Max 2, you'll see a lot of them in there with Max 1 and Max 2 because it was the number 1 and 1. That's how I always tape the.
What I was gonna say, what's the tape do?
Keep it at number 7 so he doesn't turn it on 10 and it doesn't
feedback.
Yeah, so it doesn't feedback. So yeah, that was I won't let this guy go anywhere.
Remember that was a big deal when we started. I'd have to run out real quick and grab that before anybody else got a hold of it and give it to Nina. And that was like the big part of the show, man. Get the shit from Scott. That's cool, Maxie.
Here you go. And here is that. I took a picture of it all and put it all together and set list and all that stuff. And my sister made this little thing on my birthday. And it's
That's cool.
It is.
And dude, let me do something. This picture, we were at the Dallas game and he hates the fucking Dallas Cowboys. And I was sitting there, I said, Scott, jump out on the field so I can take a picture real fast. He goes, I fucking hate the fucking Dallas Cowboys. I said, good, but get out there and act like you love them. And he did that little
That's great.
That's cool. I hate the Cowboys as well.
Nobody knows about this one, but look at his eye right there. Like, he's got a shiner. He went home on the break, and him and Jamie got in a fight. And he was sitting there, and he came back. I said, dude, how'd you get that shiner? I fell. I said, Scott, how'd you get that fucking shiner? Somebody hit you. He goes, she's got a fucking hard left hook. I said, Jamie punched the shit out of you. Good for her. I knocked the shit out of him, and he's got a big old black eye right there in that picture.
You know what I just noticed?
Was that
on your wall, that clock? It's 3:20 there, right?
Yeah.
So you know what time it is here?
Oh, it's your time to shine. Is it the time?
It's 4:20, dude.
But
he's focused.
Right,
He's very focused.
It's Ohio. It's legal here.
yeah, exactly.
Guys,
I got to cut out. He wanted to cut in on this.
You don't have to cut out on me. You haven't seen me in fucking 30 years, you prick.
Yeah, I know, dude. But I at least wanted to be a surprise guest for you, bud. So hey,
I'm so grateful, Maxie. Honest to God, you know I love you very much.
Yeah. Hey, I'm bumping 60 and still touring. Hey, bro, we're all still touring. And that's awesome.
I got shoes older than you. As a matter of fact, I'm fucking wearing them. So fucking
stop it.
It's too cheap to buy.
I know what keeps you going. It was those photos of you with that lady in Mexico, with all the ocean and everything. I was like, well, poor Maxie.
Oh,
that place is amazing. And your friend owns that place?
Yeah, that's Carrie Gary. She was married to Paul Gary, the drummer for Extreme, and we've been friends for 25 years.
Wow, that ocean view in the spa was pretty ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that place is nice. Motley Crue always stayed there. That's the same house. It's 11,000 square feet, 10 bedrooms.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
On the ocean.
Yeah, when you go there, that is definitely that's a place that you just go, what do I do for a living? Oh, this is awesome. I want to retire. So
Amazing.
What's your next gig?
I'm back over to Five Finger. My next gig is this Saturday at a casino with some rap artists. But
your next tour is when?
Five Finger Death Punch, Europe. Well, I think it's U.S. festivals first and then Europe, something like that.
So next summer?
This coming up in March, 2 months away, 2.5 months away. So I'm just working.
All right, well, I'll keep an eye out because I'd love to come and see you. And I actually am a big fan of Five Finger. That's why I was asking if they were nice guys.
Oh yeah,
I like hearing that.
They're right behind me. There's no problem. They're good guys, really good guys. Jason, good to see you for sure, dude.
You man, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. I think the last time I saw you, I walked up and you were sitting in for somebody doing programming or something.
Yeah, fuck, who knows? I can't even remember now. Like you said, it's like fucking next gig, right out in and out of your head.
Yep.
Guys, y'all be safe. Sorry, I got to run. Rocko, I love you, brother. Be safe.
Fuck you.
Fuck off. See you later.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe by clicking the round button on the bottom right. To learn more about me or the guests on the show, go to joelroadie.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. The handle's Joel Roadie. And don't forget, when you party like a rock star, don't be a dick.